Anyone playing that Animal Crossing leak? Oh yeah, I heard there was like some new Animal Crossing game coming out or something like that. I had an Animal Crossing like DS game when I was younger. Honestly, didn't really like it that much. I don't know. I can get down with like that kind of genre. Like, you know, sort of like it's kind of like Stardew Valley, right? It's just like a farming simulator basically kind of thing. Although there wasn't as much farming in Animal Crossing. I used to really like what were those DS games called? Rune Factory? I loved those games. Those were great. That was my shit though. Yeah, I'll just full maul. Go for combos.
Mages can't hide from me.
This is a shit hand. I mean, it's a shit deck, so it deserves a shit hand, but like... Oh, God. In Factory 4 is awesome. Yeah, I loved that shit. Was 4 the one where it's like you play the first half of the game and then you get married and then you start playing as your fucking kids? That was weird. But yeah, Rune Factory was actually the shit. I love my farming simulators with a little dating simulator built in. Should have whacked out with a 5-1. Yeah, 5-1's kind of interesting, right? So calculating EV there is a little weird. So basically, it's really, really close, by the way. You put him on Vile Feast, right? Vile Feast is an auto keep on turn 2, so it's like a 55% chance he has Vile Feast in his hand on turn 2, right? And Trifarian Glory Seeker is almost a double up in potential value from Persuader. In terms of damage dealt, you're dealing, what is that, 67% more damage, right? I think it's just not quite worth taking the 55% risk, but it's very, very close as far as things go. It's one of the closer things. Man, this Darkwater Scourge Deathmark combo is bullshit. There's just nothing you can do about it, guys. What a stupid combo. Got this hand.
I need just a moment.
If only you had some kind of impressive interaction like Will of Ionia. Yeah, I know, right? The problem with this deck, here's the one single problem with this deck is it's like a really fair deck, by the way. That's the issue. And now we're forced into playing into Vile Feast. It's like it'd be cute to be on like a barrier here, but he's got it. Ah, it's Will. Okay. I guess that's better for me. I mean, he means I can get Remembrance around Deny, which is this hand kind of important, huh? I still think Nuck Ezreal is playable. You know, I was thinking, Gummy, because we were talking last night about Nucks. Gummy, I was thinking about just like not even changing the deck, because when you think about it, like Bull Elnuck is just a good card, right? It's kind of even better now that Chumpum sucks. Like, Bull Elnuck pops. And then, like, if you're already running 3 Bulls, it's like you might as well just run Troop, because even though its average value is down, it's still just alright. Like, you could just totally play the same exact deck. Which is kind of ridiculous, huh? Kind of ridiculous. I don't want to give value to Deny here, so I don't want to play this while it's in a deniable state. Because we have a hand that has the option to brick out Deny hard. And I definitely want that option. Maybe I'll just play Big Boy. Big Boy looks good here. I don't know, man. What deck would be good? It does feel like there's not a lot of new decks. Yo, Gummy, you want to scrim? I can just start playing beefy things. It's like one thing gives him a decent ruination, but I think this has not amazing ruination value. It's good enough that I can remembrance and get it past the deny, get a decent discount, whack him for 5. So I think that he actually does have it, is why he's thinking so long. I would probably ruinate this spot if you had it.
Ionia speaks through me.
Mages
This looks good.
can't hide from me.
You make OTK Callista deck with Callista summoning Tiana and attacking infinitely. Unfortunately, Callista's ability only works once per turn, so there's no way to really do that. I mean, he didn't have Vile Feast before, right?
Victory requires a sharp
So my
blade.
odds are actually pretty good for this, for getting it in here. Yeah, I know, right?
I'll cut your mind.
And he's tapped out for Withering Whale too, which is quite nice. I do think that there's room for this archetype to kind of move forward in Mageseekers. And by this archetype, I mean something in Demacia. Demacia Remembrance. I don't know. Nox, this stupid Reckoning deck is garbage. This is terrible. But I just mean like, you know, Demacia in general. Lux is aight. I mean, it's my last chance to get the Remembrance through. Because he's tapped out for Deny, but I'd rather just play a really huge dude, right? I could play multiple big dudes. I can play this huge dude, and then I can play this fairly little dude.
Always 2 steps ahead.
That's enough, though. It's like, if he has Grasp, then we've got Repost.
My cause is
So we have to open attack. We put him on Ruination. It's not even just because of that pause. It's also just like pretty likely he has Ruination here. Redoubled Valor any good? Nah. Stats are kind of useless. Redoubled Valor is hilarious, but just not good. Whoa, okay. Ruinate me, daddy. So now we've got Swiftwing Lancer into Remembrance, which is pretty great. Second Swiftwing Lancer is funny. And we're good. I mean, second Ruination just gives me the re-follow up, right? I mean, I've just got more release. Unless it drops like 2 Border Lookouts into my hands.
I knew, and now I am.
Just go ahead and assess her out.
earned the right to call
Oh
yourself
yeah,
barbarian.
nut value, dude. Man, Assessor feels so good.
Strength from within.
Isn't Assessor kind of crazy though? Like for real? Isn't it a little nuts? Like kind of bonkers. A little crazy. I'm pretty okay with this, right? I don't really want to like pre-commit any spell for no reason. It's like, as long as you're okay with the circumstances, you shouldn't feel like pressured into doing things. Whereas like, if I keep the spell, then I'm good against Grasp, I'm good against Whale, I'm just good against more things. You know, I can barrier next turn. It's like him healing 2 doesn't really make a difference. That's the... I could single combat one of those before it grows. I think that's useless because I'm just gonna like... I mean, now that he's tapped out, I just feel where I drag them to the end and then stick my dick in him, right? I think so. But it's gonna go a little something like this.
Face me.
Alright. So between repost, it's like he would need a grasp here to feel great. Grasp plus X, so like grasp Whale or grasp Vile Feast, and repost protects us against the grasp, so we're good. He'll grasp this and then he'll Vile Feast something else. Oh, he's got double Whale? Oh yeah, double Whale. Okay. So yeah, we gooch.
Your move.
This deck looks like less of a meme by the second. I mean, my win rate with this deck is actually really high. I played it a lot yesterday too, but it's also a shit deck. This is not a good deck, guys. Don't net deck this one. Win rate is kind of like dick length. Where it's like, you know, you can't pretend it doesn't matter, but it's certainly very overrated. And also, there's sort of like a conflated logic being applied, which is that there's, you know, an argument that, you know, length isn't everything, right? Which is, you know, what I'm saying, which is win rate doesn't matter. And I think it's very common to hear that and confuse that with size doesn't matter. And that's not what I'm saying, because having a nice girthy dick is, you know, a pretty good thing. But length is very overrated. It's not that there aren't metrics that matter, it's just that win rate isn't the best metric for mattering, right?